Hello YouTube, this is Iconic Bilo bringing you a Call of Duty Top 10 gameplay. And I would like to rank every single bad gun that's in Call of Duty and tell you exactly what's wrong with them and how they could be buffed to make this game more balanced. And some of the guns that are in this list also aren't able to be used in competitive, so they also rank quite lowly in the thing. And we're going to get this started right away with the IA-2. And this is number 10 on our list, showing great accuracy, some damage, and it really reacts really quite well to anybody with a good trigger finger. But being not able to be used in competitive and being really easily outclassed by the Mark 28, it's not the greatest spend for your points. Next is the FP6 and the TAC-12. They both have great damage, horrible range, and a slow rate of fire, and these guns are easily outmatched by the Bulldog and the MTS and SMGs in close quarters. But when you do hit your mark, the high damage can knock out anybody. Number 8 is the LSAT. After playing Black Ops 2 and having the LSAT being one of my favorite guns and definitely the most accurate gun in the game, its recoil is outclassed. This gun should be like ACR laser beam recoil, and it's just not. Its rate of fire is showing that it should be good up close, but yet you're still outgunned by half the SMGs. And not enough damage at 30 to 20. Its high rate of fire still doesn't even help that, nor does its recoil. It feels very sluggish when you're playing with it. Number 7, the MK14. This gun probably could have been lower on the list. It has great nostalgia factor, very fun to play with, but it is outclassed in every situation. You could use an AR for a faster rate of fire, just put single fire on it. You could get probably more damage from using that as well. And its range is great, but horrible recoil, and outclassed by the IA and the MR28. Number 6, the SVU. This is one of the first guns, other than a sniper rifle, that has flat damage. It does the same damage all the way across the map. Horrible recoil. Great with 3-round burst, but if you don't hit 2 of the shots in the burst, you're dead. Because it takes a second, I think it's like a second and a half for the burst delay. So with its horrible recoil, the 3-round burst is its best bet, but even then it's still outclassed by other guns that you could run the 3-round burst on. But its damage is still good. Number 5. This is a gun that I had a lot of hopes for. The PDW. Every other 3-round burst machine pistol that has been in a Call of Duty game hasn't been outclassed ever. The Raffica, definitely probably the best secondary in all of Call of Duty. Yeah, you had the Spaz and the models, but the Raffica was amazing. And this does not match up to anywhere close to it. Only hitting 38 damage or 40 damage to 17 damage with a really long burst delay for a pistol. Really short range. It definitely needs a buff to one of those, especially with its bigger brothers, the Raffica and the M93R. Those guns are way too good compared to this gun, and this gun has amazing accuracy, but it doesn't really have a way to do anything with it. Next up, number 4, the Lynx. All it has is one-shot kills. This is the most sluggish gun I've ever played with. The Lynx is supposed to be similar to the Barrett 50 cal, yet you can slap people across the map, but you cannot run around and shoot people with it. You cannot move. This is like a camper's paradise. You could sit there with a thermal sight on and hardcore, and that would probably be the only thing you could do with it. It needs a buff. Its movement speed needs to be put back at 90, like all the other sniper rifles, and really shown what it needs to have. Its damage is great, but yet it's still outclassed by the VKS with the same damage and it being fully silenced. And it has slow 80 slow ADS and really, really, really high recoil, so it's not able to be spammed in close quarters, even if you need it to. So you gotta run fast hands, swap your weapons, and everything else. This gun needs a lot of crutches. Okay, next. Number 3. The Magnum. This is a mainstay in the Call of Duty series, as shown by every Call of Duty that has it in it. And nobody uses this thing unless they were trying to get that little dog with the fucking 3D glasses. They need to lower the recoil, or make the gun a one-hit kill anywhere. Well, range exceptions, but one-hit kill up close. The range is garbage. The damage is great, but the recoil is horrible. And this American-made gun has been a monster in every game it's put in, but this is just not up to par where it should be. Okay, the Amelie, number 2. A few people seem to like this gun, a few pub stoppers, things like that. But you need so many crutch perks for this damn gun. You need Stalker, you need every single crutch perk, speed boosting crutch perk that you can put on. Quick Draw, Stalker, Focus, Marathon, Agility, just so that way you can compete with the other guns that you probably should be competing with an LMG, like the ARs and the snipers. But this is one that you're going to want to rush a little bit with its close quarters damage is really, really high. It's, I believe, 45 or 50. It can 2-hit kill somebody really, really quickly, or 3-hit kill somebody. But picking the gun up, getting ready to shoot, is just way too slow, and it kills this weapon. It could be a really, really good gun. They decide to up the damage or up the speed that you just aim in. If you up the speed that it aims in, it will probably be just as good as the M27. The M27 by far is the best LMG in the game, and I don't see anything else competing with it very, very easily. Number 1, the Cbj-ms. This gun is horrible. Just like every other counterpart it has, it does not hit at all. It feels like you're pissing on people and you're just pissing them off. This gun could be a pea shooter, it could be a paintball gun. It's not going to do anything in real war. It's not going to do anything. It is a personal defense weapon and probably should be a secondary. It would be a great pistol. It would be a great shotgun if you put pellets in it. It's stupid. A personal defense round weapon in the SMG category, like its brothers, the mini Uzis, just doesn't work. This gun is horrible, has no range, no damage at all, and just a great fire rate. It would be great as a secondary. I would use it every time, but as a first loadout submachine gun, does it match up to, say, the MP7 or the mini Uzi even? It doesn't come close. It doesn't match any SMG, really. It couldn't match any... It's definitely the worst gun in this game. It could be outmatched by anything, easily. And by far, it is completely outmatched, and it deserves number 1. I would also like to tell you guys that this gameplay was all done by me in one day, and this list was not just my opinions. I asked a few other pro players. I was watching in lobbies, seeing usage stats, stuff like that, and these were not only the least used, but probably the least competitive guns. They aren't easily beaten by pretty much any other weapon, and can be outmatched with anything. They may have their own little niche, but anything out of that, they're easily defeated. These guns are horrible and could be really used in a patch, but I don't think they're going to patch them. These guns really aren't great at all, and they really could be if Infinity Ward wanted them to be, especially the LSAT, especially the IA2. Truthfully, if the IA2 probably wasn't banned in competitive, it probably wouldn't be on this list. If it just had a little bit more damage, it probably wouldn't be on this list. The LSAT, if it had a little bit less recoil, probably wouldn't be on this list. These guns are so close to their other game counterparts, and they're just completely outmatched by them. This game has huge maps, and these guns don't play with it. They don't use it. They don't use it to their advantage at all. And it's sad, because these guns could be great. Say you put a FPS in Black Ops 2, that gun would dominate just like the Remington did. Or just like the fucking Spaz did in Modern Warfare 2. These maps are too big for some of these guns, and it just doesn't work. And without a patch, these guns aren't going to be as dominating as their other counterparts, such as the Bulldog, or such as the IA2, or the IAR in the LMG category. These guns are crazy, and some guns just don't balance. They don't balance right, and it just doesn't work. So just as I would like to tell you guys, this list is completely based off my opinions on the game and raw stats that I've picked up from simthic.com and the usage I've seen online and in my game. I haven't seen these guns used. I haven't seen these guns actually be worth using. So, as I always say, Below out.
Federation has a maniac.